Very good afternoon to all present here. Welcome to this session on identity and access management. Enterprise system disparity. Today's enterprises face the challenge to support multiple systems, disparate applications across the enterprise network. Result? Sensitive and confidential information is scattered on all systems, all possible systems storing user identification information. What are the bigger results? These are the risks. Higher cost, decreased productivity, increased security threats, and serious non-compliance. How do we solve this? One solution can help you solve all these problems. Implement a well-architected identity and access management solution. How do we do that? Centralize the user management, simplify the user management, and automate compliance enforcement. When I say centralized user management, it might mean multiple things to you. Common interface to perform all day-to-day user administrative operations through one interface. Centralized password management, centralized auditing and reporting capabilities, and policy-based security enforcement. Simplify user management. Simplify user management can mean self-service capabilities for users to do your own user account operation. Password reset, request an account, approve a request. Automate compliance enforcement. This is very critical to all financial institutions, especially banks, institutions like insurance companies, and I call it a financial institution. You have this as the most critical priority. How do we enforce? Automatic reconciliation is a process by which we enforce this. Automatically recertify the privileges of every single user in the organization. Discover what is illegal, what's compliant, what's not compliant. Let's see. So what do we achieve by doing all this? Increase your productivity, decrease your cost, demonstrate compliance, demonstrate high level of compliance. So how do we achieve each of these? Increase productivity. A very simple example. Any organization has an onboarding process. But how can you accelerate an onboarding process, thereby increasing your productivity? Steve Harris joins the company as a technology analyst. His information is stored, and this is the identity and access management product, part of the solution. So you have this product in place. So Steve Harris' information automatically flows into the system. Based on his role, technology analyst, Steve Harris is entitled to hold different accounts and accesses. He's automatically provisioned his account based on policy-based role governance, and an automatic mail generation happens that lets him know of what accounts he has, what can he access. What do we achieve by doing this? Complete reduction of administrative costs across the system. You have a centralized identity manager managing the identities of different accounts a person can hold. Complete security, tighten security. Going back to the benefits, reduce cost. Steve Harris, we can do this by two ways. One is through a self-service console. As I explained to you before, self-service capabilities do your day-to-day administrative task. You have Steve Harris requesting a privileged access. What's a privileged access? A privileged access is something that requires an approval from a manager or a supervisor. So Steve Harris needs privileged access in a particular database because he's assigned to a new project. So what happens? He accesses the self-service console, places the request reaches the central identity manager product, and his manager Bob gets an email automatically to approve the request, and access is granted based on the policy we have configured in the product, and mail is generated to him stating he's gotten into account. What have we accomplished in this? We have reduced the cost, we have reduced the time, we've automated the business process that might end up in a pending state. That's a human intervention when it's all done manually. We have completely reduced by automation. Last but not the least, demonstrate compliance. How do we do that? Pre-built compliance reports. There are pre-built compliance reports within this product that can help you be ready for any kind of audit that you might get for your company. So it's an audit readiness is increased by pre-built compliance reports that help auditors access these reports with a read privilege, immediate access to reports. This is the powerful process called reconciliation that helps you cleanly discover what are the good and bad accounts. In other words, more technical, compliant accounts and non-compliant accounts. What are non-compliant accounts? Non-compliant accounts are those that you are not entitled to hold. You belong to a project A, but you have been working for a project S. S is already given you an access and you are out of project S, but you have not lost your access. That's a non-compliance. You need to remove, the accesses need to be removed from your account as soon as you're out of a project. You don't have to hold it. So that's compliance, automatic reconciliation takes care of that. To sum it all, we achieve maximized productivity, reduced cost, and automatically demonstrated high level of compliance by a tightly centralized identity and access management solution. So the next steps, approval of the recommendations that we just placed to you by the senior management and decision makers within January 15, 2009, as well as requirement meetings that could be me on a week from the approval is done, and project plan scheduled within January, 2 weeks from January 15, again possibly by me or my team.